Welcome everyone. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. Let me know if you can hear the audio just fine. I've been playing with the RTX settings a little bit, so just wanted to make sure that everything is good on your end before we get too far into this. Why don't, while we're at it, shout out where you're from, and we'll get this party started. Hey, you can see a kitty right over there. Cool. Thanks, Craig. Welcome, everyone, and another episode of correcting your photos in Adobe Lightroom. This is going to be a fun episode. There's a lot of really great photos in here. Again, there's no way we're going to get to all of them because there are so many. But let's get started. Omaha. Alexa is blowing up. Matt, I don't know what that means. Oh, ha. Okay, Alexa, turn the volume up. I don't even have one, so it doesn't matter if I say it. Here we go. Straight into Lightroom. And this photo comes to us from Joseph Breitenstein. And this is a raw photo. So one thing you're going to notice right away is that the temps on the white balance are already set as per the camera. Everything else is balanced out. But one of the things that comes through on a raw photo is you get the white balance as shot, which is really cool. And of course, you can go in and change it to any of these other values if you want. But for me, I like to leave it as shot, as was intended by the photographer. And we can always change that on our own anyway, just by playing with these sliders ourselves. But you can see it really kind of affects the photo already. And this is just, I'm just playing around, having some fun here. But let's go back to where it started. There's some really interesting light happening here. There's a lot of purples, a lot of magentas, and of course, lots of really blown out, really warm areas from all of the headlights, which this is a really nice photo. It's a cool looking Jeep, obviously lots of rock lights and stuff. Looks pretty cool already. It's a really unique look and I like it a lot. So nice job, Joseph. Not much I think I'm going to have to do with this because it is already a very dramatic photo. But let's see what we can do anyway. These nighttime shots are difficult. And one of the things that I struggle with a lot is making sure I've got enough light getting into the sensor. Because a lot of these digital cameras, when you're looking at them from sort of a nighttime perspective, they don't allow a ton of light in, or they can't get enough light onto the sensor like an old school regular camera lens would be. But you can see the grain structure is pretty strong throughout this photo, and that's because of when it was shot super late at night, obviously. But still, a pretty good photo, for all intents and purposes anyway. So, we can try to play with exposure. I don't think there's much point. I like it kind of moody. So I'm not going to raise it all that much. Contrast, I'm going to bring up a little bit. That way it gets rid of some of that grain. Shadows, again, same thing. We can do a little bit of work there. It'd be cool to get some of this purple out of the whites, but I don't think there's any way to do that without losing everything. I mean, I can try. I'm actually going to cool it off a little bit further even. Hi, Chuck G. How are you, sir? And maybe go a little more intense just in some of these areas. It's all it's really affecting. And we can always play with our HSL sliders and, really shoot for the moon or even dial back some of those purples, right? So here's really overdoing it. You can see it starts to break down in these areas here. So obviously we're not going to do that, but we are going to take some out, and that's going to end up pulling a bit of white back into this truck because obviously it's white and orange, it looks like, that stripe there. I really like how these rock lights are lighting everything up. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a Vitera Ascender. Yep. Nice looking truck. I really like the photo too, like in terms of the composition. You've got a truck up here and you've got your truck nice front and center. Where are my highlights? So just going to see how much information's in there first. And then what I might do is use our brush tool here and shrink it down a little bit. Just paint an area there, paint an area there, and see if we can't bring the highlights down just on those headlights ever so slightly, just so we can get some definition. I might try the same thing there and there and there, there. You can see the, now you get your, what do you call these, roof rack lights, get a bit of definition in there too. Same thing on the marker lenses, just to bring some texture in there. Yeah, I think that's good for that. That's all I really wanted to do there. And maybe we'll throw a little more of a vignette in there just so it really kind of centers your eye around the truck that's in our sort of our focus. Yeah. Taquito Tuesday. No, we already had dinner today. We had sushi bowls, which are pretty amazing. It's like having sushi, but as a bowl. And it's not poke. That's entirely different. But man, it was delicious. Now, for these highlights back here, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to get anything out of that because it's really out of focus and it's a real hot spot. So there's not going to be any additional information in there. That's okay. Let's have a little more fun with the colors here because I feel like we could do something kind of interesting with the rock lights. And that's just by changing the hue. As you can see, I'm playing with these sliders down here and it's affecting these oranges and these yellows and really making it a nice contrast between the purple and the orange now. Those are complementary colors. Orange and purple look really great together. So what we're doing here is just kind of trying to make this photo a bit more appealing to the average viewer. Oh, Chuck G, I think you sent me $5. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yeah, so where was I? All right. Just playing with the hues on our oranges. And then what if I do the same thing here and just kind of, yeah, what I like about the purples where they're at right now is you feel the purple, but you still get a bit of the white tones in the actual truck. So we're going to leave that as is, I think. Let's do a quick before and after here. I just want to see where I was coming from. And you can see, very great photo, just really awesome. I'm just bringing a bit more attention to the truck and emphasizing some of these lights a little bit and did a quick color shift on some things, but not a ton of difference because it was already a really great photo to start with. So I think that's looking pretty good. Let's go full screen for a moment here so we can see that. That looks pretty amazing in my opinion. Joseph, this is a really great photo. And if you're watching, I'd love to know where it is you took this photo, or if it was part of an event or something that you go to all the time. So I hope you're checking in. It's a nice looking Cherokee, or well, I guess it's technically a Comanche. There's probably should be a little more stuff going on in the back here, but I'm not. This isn't what do you call it? Cut up people's builds days. So there's a lot of subtleties to a Comanche that sometimes don't get translated in the tiny versions. There's a lot of hard body Comanches you can get on eBay that look to like a casual observer, it looks like a Comanche because it's a pickup truck based off of a Cherokee. But there is like a whole section behind the rear door that should be on a Comanche that isn't on any of these hard bodies, which is super annoying. Mostly because they wanted to keep the standard 12.3 inch wheelbase. A real Comanche would be longer. And when I did mine, all I did was bob the bed from the front end to make it 12.3. Anyway, one more time, full screen, and we'll do a before and after. Just a little bit of attention brought to the truck. I think this is a great photo. Really nice job, Joseph, and thank you very much for your submission. I'll be sure to, of course, send back the retouched photo as, you know, usually it's either today or yesterday. that those get sent out. So I'll be sure to do that for all of the ones that I correct tonight as well. If you did one last week or had one done last week, you will get one or already have gotten one. So check your inbox because it'll be there. Who else is here tonight? Master, totally clone that light out in the back. Oh, you would, huh? I mean, we could try that. We could try it. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to work so well in here. It might actually. It's going to work a little bit. Maybe we leave a little bit in there just so we can kind of, say that we did. There. That's better. All right, I'll give you that one, Master. Thank you. Nicely done. Good choice. And there's the close-up full screen view. Hello, Harley. How are you, sir? Yes, Moose Jaw. Great color in this one. Hello. Thanks for checking in. It is a great pick. Not much for me to do to it, really. Honestly, it looked pretty good right from the very beginning. We'll do one more before and after on this one. Before and after. Yeah, I can see the point of getting that highlight out of there. Thank you, Master. You are the master. It's super annoying. No, Josh did not send in another photo this week, just the one last week. But it was nice that he sent anything. Because, like I said, I don't think he knows how to use a camera. On to the next one. This is from Trevor Lee. Wow, another Jeep. I wonder if it's going to be Jeep Week on Lightroom Live. It's possible. Very possible. This looks to be an SCX-10 II. I like these rocks. This is nice. Great looking little expedition style truck. And it looks like he hand cut these logos. So good for you for going the extra mile on your paint work. Old Man Emu, that's not an easy one to cut out yourself, but you did. So good on you. Nice job. I like the window net too. That's a nice little detail added. And these rings. You know what? I love Super Swamper tires always look good in other people's trucks. They never look good on mine for whatever reason. But that looks amazing. Really, really nice. So let's get started. I'm really going to want to play up these rocks, I think. The orange is a really great feature. So let's warm everything up a little bit right off the start here. And we'll toss some magenta into the tint on the white balance as well. Let's see if we can pull some of these highlights down to get some more definition up in the hood area here. Maybe I'm going to toss the exposure down slightly. We're going to raise our contrast. And maybe we'll give the shadows a touch more love. But definitely bring the whites down a little bit. And saturation, we're going to boost oranges, really get those rocks to come to life. I'm sort of like, I feel like I'm speeding through these, but I mean, I just sort of have an idea in my head of what I want to do. So I just kind of go for it. There isn't much in this sky. It's pretty blown out. I mean, all the attention is down here anyway. So there won't be much I can do in there. And in fact, I don't want to do too much because I think it'll get kind of weird. Yeah, it starts to break down pretty quick. But we'll leave it in there somewhere. Maybe we'll throw a dehaze on there. Oops, wrong way. Actually, maybe we'll just dial back the sharpness so it has a natural fall off. That was sort of missing a little bit from the photo originally. So there, that helps a little bit. Okay, we'll finish that one there. Let's do a window on the truck. Just to center your eyes attention. Subtle, but enough. And we should obviously do texture clarity. Yeah, now those tires are really coming to life. In fact, let's do window on the tires too. Yeah, nice. That's fun already. Josh says that we agree on a tire opinion. Yeah, I think they always look really great on other people's trucks. They rarely, for me, whenever I get them in person, they never look right on my trucks for whatever reason. But they do look great here. Uh, they do look really good on rock bouncers too. You're right about that, Ryan. Um, oh my gosh, can I say happy little tree? It's funny. I was watching something on Reddit today. Bob Ross has a son, and his son's also a painter, very much in the same style as Bob. And it was just sort of like this little moment where he was like, "Oh yeah, happy accidents, they do happen," and he's like completely thought he ruined a painting on like live television or for the show, and they ended up fixing it. And he was like, "Yeah, that's how you're supposed to treat them, just as happy little accidents," and pretty amazing actually. So yeah, we'll find a shot that does have some happy little trees, and maybe we'll add a few more in, or we'll emphasize those trees some. Oh yeah, saturation wise, I'm gonna pull down red just a little bit, just so we're not like blasting these things with kind of like getting your focus away. Yeah, the dehaze, it's like an anti-fog filter. Sometimes it works that way. Um, what else? Let's see where we were. Let's go full screen here for a moment. That's a nice crop, actually, the one you're looking at full screen. So I think I'm going to do that in the actual photo. Just do a little bit of this just to get rid of some of that and some of this, just to really kind of make it feel as if you were really there. So do that. Now it feels a bit more real. And there's something about seeing less of the background in the whole photo, and you get like more out of it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's not really easy to explain in any kind of relevant way, but this, for my eye, means more real. General Hobbies, that's right. He didn't sell paintings. There is a couple that I think he lived with them. There's a short documentary on YouTube, and you can find it yourself. But he lived with a family when he was just getting started, and they treated him so well that he bequeathed a lot of paintings to them. And they're one of the only groups of people outside of the Bob Ross like industry that has his paintings. It's a pretty interesting doc, actually, and definitely worth watching. Let's go full screen and see where we were at. So that was the before. That's the after. I like that. That's good. It makes these rocks feel so much more real. Actually, you know what? Before we're done with this one, I'm just going to go back here and I'm going to throw one more rad filter on here and just kind of darken this down a little bit more and reduce its overall sharpness just to make it feel like this is a big foreground object. I think now we can call it done. So back to the full screen and before and after. Nice looking truck, Trevor. Thank you very much for this submission. Very much appreciated. And yeah, that's 2 down already. It's only 8:50. We're flying through this one. Travis says he doesn't see many 4.19 or smaller on Josh's trucks. It's true. I don't think I've ever seen smaller than 4.75 on his trucks, if I'm honest. Was somebody suggesting a crop somewhere? Or a rotation? Yeah, I don't think it needs a rotation. This feels pretty real to me. I would, yeah. In this case, less equals more XJ. Yeah, autofocus. I should probably just like try to find me in focus and just keep it there. So let's see if I can do that. It's always very challenging. There. Might keep me in focus now. Yes, general hobbies submissions at scalebuildersguild.com. That's the place to send them. As high a resolution as you can get would be great. But, you know, whatever you got, it's not totally dependent as long as it's not super small. Because if it's super small, it's definitely not going to be enough. Trying to find a good focus point here. I think we got it. Yes, there we go. Okay. All right. Bob Ross was not from Canada. No, he was definitely not Canadian. But sure got a lot of his like episodes. In fact, I think they're all on Netflix still. You can watch them all now if you want. All right. Let's do another picture. Which one should we do now? I've been meaning to do this one for a little while. This is Just RC's. Nice looking blazer on some deep dish or reversed wheels. Oh, very handy. That's using your noodle. Looks like he's got some nice warmth in those headlights. Texas Plate Love BBQ. That's good. Nice. Looks good. Good looking blazer. Let's do a crop. First things first. Feel like it could use one. Cut down on some of those branches and stuff in that bottom corner there. Maybe even that much. That might be, that's good. That's nice. Still keeps it nice and centered. Gets rid of some of this stuff going on. This looks like it was a pretty cold day. Some frost on the ground still. All right, so let's make it a cold day. This might actually be an opportunity to do something a little creative. There was one day I wanted to do, I'm going to do turquoise and red because I already really love what it's doing to some of the background elements and the paint as well. So we're going to stick with that one. What was I saying? I forgot. Mark, I do look better out of focus. It's so true. I forgot what I was going to say. But the turquoise and red creative preset here really does bring a lot out of these rocks. Bring some blues into everything, but still kind of maintains this kind of look. Let's do a rotation too, because I feel like this could use one. Although that does really affect the background in sort of a negative way. Is that better or worse? It's only like it's a minor one, but I think just a touch actually does help. I don't want to go too far because what happens is your background starts to look pretty weird because everything's off in a weird angle. Doesn't really work that way, right? And then this way is way too much that way. So let's sort of find a happy balance somewhere in there. I think it's probably good. Okay. Back to some adjustments. Whites I'm going to bring up so we get a little bit more in those white areas there. Exposure is good. I'm going to really saturate that copper color because I really want that to pop. It also helps warm up the headlights as well. It's nice to see more warm headlights. It's always better, in my opinion, when these are warm, because this truck came out in the, what, 73, I think is the year of this one. So it's not going to have halogen bulbs or uh, high intensity discharge xenons or anything. It's just regular old incandescent bulbs. Horrible for light distribution and not very safe, but it's what these trucks came with. So that's where you want to take it. Let's amp up the texture a little bit and some clarity. Not too much. That was too much. There's better. Nice to see some drivers that look like they're the right size for this scale as well. This is really nice paint. It's super glossy. It's like a brand new truck. Looks fantastic. I really like it a lot. Nice job, Just RC. Let's see, what else can we do here? Not a lot of yellow in this. There we go. That's better. And I'm going to give those greens a bit of a touch too, because that way it sort of pop a little bit more. I'm going to bring up the blues and those rocks as well. And actually, let's try doing that. We're just bringing down the luminance of the yellows. And what that is doing is kind of darkening the background a little bit and throwing more attention towards the truck, which is good. That's what we want. What I like about this background is that it's a nice complement to this coppery, bronzy, goldy color. It does a nice job of sort of building in the environment. And even though we started with the preset, you can see that this is definitely not just a one and done sort of thing. There's a lot of elements that go into this once it's been applied. Might actually, no, actually, I was gonna bring down some of this area here, but well, let's do it anyway. Let's try it. And the idea is just to sort of darken that area down a little bit. For no reason other than just to kind of make it feel a bit more real on the inside. It's a minor thing, but I think it helps. Nice job on this grill too. I don't remember that being what they looked like. It almost feels like it's a different thing. He didn't put the little metal sticker that they include on there. Oh well. Yeah, I agree, Mask Master. They should be straight-ish. I feel like I'm cheating a little bit here. I'm cheating in my TJ. But this is, for me, this is close enough. Let's go full screen on this one. And I think that's looking pretty good. Let's do a little before and after here. Before. After. I'm definitely messing with the color that this was probably intended to be. It's gone more copper than it has gold, but I like it. And I think that there's always a little bit of creative license that's allowed when you're doing something like this, because, it's sort of up to the viewer, or it's up to the photographer, and it's up to the photo corrector to kind of tell everybody what they want to get out of it. Not everything is going to be hyper realistic to how it was on the day. That's something important to remember, is that this is art. It's not science. So there we go. Another one done. Just RC. Thank you very much for sending in this very nice blazer. And if you are watching and you are not familiar with this show, this is Lightroom Live, where I take photos that viewers have submitted, and I do these color corrections, and then I send them back to them when the show is over. If you're interested in participating in this show, by all means, send your photos to submissions@scalebuildersguild.com. There should be a link down below, and that's where they go. And I get to as many of them as I can on this show. So we've done 3 in half an hour, which is pretty good ratio so far. What am I drawing in? I can't remember. Oh, there's Just RC. Thanks for checking in, man. Freezing cold that day. I bet it was. It looks like it was. Original blazer color. Oh, so that's a real color that they came in. I like it when people use automotive paint too. I try to use automotive paint as much as I can these days. I just find that it looks so much better. And the clear coats that you can get are really, really good. Yeah, like turning one teal instead of orange. That's right, Josh. Don't judge me. I do this for fun, and I do things to you on purpose. While you're on here, I'm very excited about my secret weapon that came in for monthly mayhem. I think it's going to make a huge difference for me. That's all I'm saying about that. On to the next one. This is from Gabrieldyker. This truck that you're seeing here is completely scratch built. There's not a single existing part on it. The cab, the tray bag or dump truck portion, everything was handmade out of styrene. This is an incredible build. This is a Mercedes, what are these, Axor? Yeah. This is a really great truck. Really nicely done by Gabriel and a build-off winner. So, yeah. Pretty amazing stuff. Oh, yes, Master. I got what you're saying now. Thank you. I'm a little behind on the comments. Sorry about that. Anyway, really amazing truck. I invite you to go check out the build on the Scale Builders Guild web forum. It's really amazing. When you get a really good close look at it, there's a lot going on here and definitely worthy of the victory. It's just awesome. Just really incredible. But let's try to make it even better. I don't know what I'm going to do to this, actually. You know what? Let's warm it up a little bit. I mean, it may actually work better if we cool it off. I'm definitely going to give it a little more texture so that road texture comes out a little bit. Same with clarity. This was definitely shot on an iPhone using portrait mode. You can tell because of the fringing around some of the more finer details. When you're working with this lens or with this camera, that is sort of a natural thing. And it's because it's using AI or software to kind of determine depth of field, which is unfortunate because sometimes it's not very good at edges. Like, especially people with like really curly hair or, spiky hair or whatever, it doesn't do a great job of edges. And this is a good indicator of that here. It's unfortunate, but it's just something we'll have to deal with. I might actually, you know what? I think this one, because this truck is such a nice color, I think we might do one of these kind of fun ones where we pull all the color out that isn't yellow. I think that would be kind of a fun way to do it. So saturation wise, we're just going to smash all these sliders down. So it's basically going to become black and white adjacent, but the yellows are going to stay. We're actually going to pump those up a bit. And maybe we'll actually paint out some of the stuff that's happening in the trees here too. Hopefully that'll work. It should. So pull it out all the way. That's weird. Didn't pull it out over here either. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Do it up here too. Here. There. That's kind of fun. Yeah, I like that. And let's throw a vignette on for fun. A nice arty photo. Yes, digital depth of field. That's the proper term for it for sure. Yeah. That's a fun one. I like that. I'm just doing some wheel work here. Oops. Done. There. Nice. That's a fun photo. Other way. It's tough for me to know what you're talking about, Mass Master, because I'm like 5 comments behind, it seems. Even though the latency is very low. Oh, Josh dumps like a truck. Or talk about mud flaps. My girl's got them. America level secret weapons. Oh gosh. Can only imagine, Josh, how you're going to cheat on this one. Just like every time. Do a little before, after, just artistic, just a fun way to do it. Yeah, a little bit different. Not your average photo. I've done this a couple of times before. I always really like how it turns out, if I'm honest. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Thank you, Gabriel, for submitting your photo. Much appreciated. One more before and after. And I think actually now that we've done this look, it actually kind of helps a bit with that digital auto depth of field. Yeah. No, Mike, I don't have a moderator. Do I need one? I don't think these get enough overall attention to really require someone moderating. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I didn't do anything in there to make it go that way. If I go back into my brush tool, there's nothing over here that did that. So nothing I can do, I don't think, to get color back in there. Maybe I could try, I guess, to. Yeah, I mean, it's got full saturation. There's just no color in there. I don't think I could tint it. Well, I guess I could try and really consider that, really. But it looks like it worked a little bit. Sort of match it a little bit. There. Eh. It's not really that good. Because it's hard. It's not good enough, like color matching wise. I'm not gonna ever argue that I'm the best at that, but yeah, I'm not in love with that. I guess it's better than nothing there, though. There. It's probably as close as I can get it. It's good enough. The community is the moderator. There we go. All right. So let's call that one done. Let's move on to another one. Which one am I going to do next? Let's do this one. Another Jeep. It is Jeep week. All right. First things first, I wish this crane wasn't here. So let's make it not be there. I love this tool. It's so cool, isn't it? It's pretty rad. And get rid of it over here. Where did it pull that from? Oops. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to select that. It's always harder when there's sky and stuff. But we'll get there. There, that's pretty good. Crane be gone. That's actually the crane removing tool. Just wanted to fix that a little bit. Perfect. Like it was never there. And now let's crop so it's gone completely. Just kidding. I just wanted to actually let's keep this locked. Oops, undo. And there. That's all I wanted. Feel like this could get a rotation maybe, but let's apply that first. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good. You can tell the horizon is a little bit out of sorts here, right? So let's rotate. We'll zoom in and enhance. I mean, that feels more like it, but truck's looking all weird. So let's sort of split the difference there and constrain that. And that's good. Cool. Yeah, what crane? There was no crane. There was never a crane. What's that meme with the astronaut and the other astronaut? Where it's like that wasn't there always there wasn't where's the crane? There never was a crane. I think that's what it is. Crane be gone. Only $19.99. I'll sell it to you for a lot less. All right, now let's get to correcting the actual photo itself. Great rock textures. Love all this background. Let's do the sky first. And all I'm doing is using one of our graduated filters, which means like up at the top, it's going to be heavier, and towards the bottom, it's more transparent. And I'm just pushing some blue from the white balance in there. And I'm also going to bring down some of the sharpness overall on that. And maybe see if there's some more shadows for a little more dramatic cloud cover there. That looks pretty good. And let's go down into our HSLs on saturation, bring up the oranges and the yellows, which is going to affect both the rocks and the truck. And we'll fix the truck in a second. Green saturation, I'm going to bring up as well, ever so slightly. There's not going to be any blue in the water, so we're not even going to bother with that. In the sky, I can push more in there as well, just a touch. Not going to overdo it there. Maureen, don't worry, you're not late. It's not about being late or on time. It's about watching whenever you have an opportunity. So thank you for checking in. Okay. Background, I'm feeling pretty good about. Foreground, I'm feeling pretty good about. Let's amp our textures up and our clarity. I might go like really extreme on this one just to do a look. As you can see, it is definitely a look now. Temperature, just a touch there. I know I'm all over the place, but it's sort of like I see something and then I try and go and do it. So I'm always going to be a little bit all over the map here. So bear with me. Now I'm just applying a brush over the whole truck. Even the tires. Leave the axle as is. Okay. And I'm just giving it a touch more exposure and contrast. and a little bit of sharpness. And I'm going to oversaturate it a bit too, just so it really kind of pops off the background. I like that. That looks pretty good. Might do a medium grain on this one too, just to give it a touch of age in the photo. Throw a light vignette on it too. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like these yellow headlights. I've done that a few times too. I use like actual JDM style film for like real cars, and I just cut really small little circles and stuff and use that on my headlights. I think it always looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't think there's much else I want to do to that one. Let's take a look at that full screen. That's a cool photo, man. Nice environment too. I like the location a lot. There is a location marker, but I'm not going to share that because that's not kosher. A little before and after. How fun is that? That looks really cool. Yeah, that's great. Really nice that the crane is gone too. Did anybody notice that or even see it? There it is. And no more crane. Crane gone. I mean, there's a bit of this weird kind of stuff. Let's try and fix that. Just change the temperature. Ooh, like that. That might not work. I mean, that's better than it was. Probably don't really see it. Zoom back out. Yeah, I know there's like a bin there or something. So why don't we suck some saturation in? There we go. I think for the first time in a while, I can hear my fans spinning up pretty aggressively. But there, that's a good looking photo. Who sent this one in? David Crabtree. Thank you very much, David. Very much appreciated. Really happy to have corrected that one. Looks amazing. Um, yeah, I'm sure official 989BMX, you've got your answer there. So, yeah, submissions at scalebuildersguild.com. Let's go to some questions here because I feel like I'm missing some. You move the truck to the bigger rock. No, that I can't do, Mike. Not realistically, anyway. I'm sure I could do a really bad cut and paste job in Photoshop and put it over there, but I think that that kind of goes beyond my skill level. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. That would have made a great Billy Mays commercial. Have a crane or two that are just ruining your tiny truck photos? Not anymore with crane be gone. And it could be like shing, crane disappears. That'd be good. Dale C, I'm looking to do an SCX24 body from a model kit. Yes, I've done that. 1/20th scale. What? Ertl? No. AMT, I think it was. Anyone have any other ideas? I've got a 3D printer. Oh, you can make mounts. That's good. Anything in the 20th scale or 24th scale, 20th scale static model kit will fit pretty well on the 24th scale SCX10, SCX24. Thanks for checking in, though, Dale. Much appreciated. Yeah, you got your answer, official BMX guy. What body is this? This looks like the MST body because it's got a 4-slot grill instead of a 7-slot. Oh, David, I can share. Okay. Well, let's find out where this was taken. Rochester. Any guess of the state? Zoom out. Kentucky. Awesome. Very, very cool. What a nice feature this is. I like knowing where photos were taken. Very, very cool. Thank you very much for sharing that, David. I hope that you're happy with that. It is an MST JP body on what appears to be VS410. Yes, I think so, because that's the only one that can use that style axle. Looks great, though. Yeah, thank you very much, David. I really appreciate that submission, and thanks for sharing. Let's do not a Jeep. Let's do not a Jeep. Watch me pick a Jeep. Here's one here that is not a Jeep. Kevin Cole's Ford Blazer. Ford Bronco. Why did I say Blazer? Unbelievable. Somebody get this guy out of here. Very nice looking truck. I like how you handled your body pins there with just a little, like, what is that? It almost looks like a rivet. Very cool way to do it. Tuck Tuesday. That works. It's great. Love the color choice. Love your roof details. Yeah, it's a good looking Ford. I'm not wearing the right shirt tonight to celebrate the Ford Chevy brotherhood. All right, let's do this. What are we going to do? I don't think I'm going to do much of a crop. I say that, and then, maybe it needs one, but not as original. Let's do this. I think that'll look better. Yeah, that just feels a little better. Correct, VS410. I feel so smart. SMRT. Orange saturation I'm bringing up for sure. Should we cool this one off? Make it feel a bit vintagey. I think we'll do that. I think we'll go vintage. The aged photo is like the worst way to do it, in my opinion. It never looks right. And of course, black and white is black and white, but then you lose all the coolness of the photo itself. So what I like to do more often is the warm shadows. This always feels to me like a little more natural way of getting to an aged or like 70s style photo, of which this would be sort of more accurate, 70s or 80s. And you keep the warmth and you tint it even further, and then you regrain it. That's too heavy. Somewhere in the medium or light range. Let's go light on this one. Light vignette as well. And we're going to boost texture and boost saturation of the orange because I really want that to pop. And already I'm feeling a lot better about this one. Maybe we'll do a little work here on the front of the grill. Boost up the exposure a little bit. Bring up the shadow ever so slightly. It's kind of going a bit bluey in there, so let's see if we can correct for that a little bit. That's better. This looks like it's a TRX4, but I don't know that it is. Yeah, the more I see this body, the more I kind of want to do one. I would do something a bit crazy. I would probably get the hard body one and just go to town. It's not anywhere close to accurate either. This one's probably closer, even though it's Lexan. Yeah, I'd like to do one at some point. Just haven't ever really gotten around to it. Just giving it some clarity too. I like this brick background. It actually works pretty well for this truck. You can actually even, I don't know if you knew this, but once you've applied a preset here, you can actually go in and adjust how much is in it. So I'm going to amp it all the way up because I like what it's doing to the blacks. It's kind of washing them out a little bit. This one's fun. This is sort of like an experimenting photo. Just kind of adjusting some sliders here and there and having a bit of fun with it. So hope you guys like that too. Yeah, really just kind of like going, yeah, this is just a fun way to do it. Because sometimes, happy accidents, right? Is it a Ranger level trim? I have no idea. I don't know enough about my vintage Broncos. I'm cheating in my Bronco. I don't think anybody would be cheating in their Bronco. These things are huge. Against a TJ, oh my gosh. All right, let's go full screen on that one. Uh, Master, I've had a couple of cars, not too many. It is mostly trucks. I think that's sort of what our subgenre kind of is. It's always just trucks. I'm not complaining by any means. I like that it's trucks because trucks are awesome. There's so much stuff going on with trucks. Yeah, I've always been a bigger fan of trucks than cars. There's just, for me as well, there's just more places to play. I like that, Reggie. GMC Ram. I have to remember that one. A official 989 BMX. If you send it today, I won't get to it. I've got a whole group of photos that need to get finished first, but I will get to it eventually. That's sort of how it goes. No, true enough, Master. I like the drag racing thing because it's kind of an opportunity to go fast, and that's probably going to take a backseat for the next little while because I've got Monthly Mayhem starting in a week, and that is where you know the speed will be for the next little while. Um, it's going to be a fun challenge because that G63 6x6 is not either not either light nor is it aerodynamic in any way. It's like throwing a brick. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Full screen before and after. Just feels like your dad took this photo of his cousin Larry after a wheeling trip. I can try to get the dots off. I mean, there's not a. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we can try. I mean, happy accidents, right? I mean, this might actually this might work pretty well. There. That worked out better than I thought it was going to. Let's let's do it again. These ones close to the edge never want to work right. I don't. It's something in the way the software works. I guess just doesn't want to always get there. But I think we managed to do a pretty decent job on that. Yeah, there we go. All right, Photoshop level mastery of some effects there. Clone tool did pretty good job. Definitely doesn't have body posts anymore, so that's a win, and I will take it. Thank you, Kevin Cole, for the submission. Very nice photo. I really appreciate having that one to play with. What to do next? Not another Jeep. Oh, wait. No, it isn't. Okay, good. Phew. This one's from Jim Litton. And we've got a Power Wagon in the background. And I think this is a Cross Demon up in the front, or a Demon. Lost the E. But yeah, this will be a fun one, I think. First thing I'm going to do to this one is crop it. Oops, not that way. I'm going to crop it like this to make it a little more, almost like it'll feel a little more real this way. Because you're getting rid of all that background. Now you actually kind of don't get a sense of the scale of the trucks because you don't see everything around it. Now it actually kind of feels like it's in a ravine. So that's a good start. What else? Let's warm it up a slight bit. Maybe even push it into the green tint a little bit, not too much. We're going to lift these shadows up because I want to see more of the front of the truck. Nice to see an interior man in there as well, Mr. Man. Mr. Man. Mr. Man. The speed will... Oh, Josh, stop it. Not every... look, we're doing that. This is a perfect time of year. I'm going to get some warm, which we have right now. And I'm going to get that truck to go fast. Trust me. I mean, it's actually the best possible scenario for me because Josh is really limited in what he can actually do to the truck itself. It's all going to be about aerodynamics this time, I think. Yes, I know there's body clips and there's not a lot of room to work here because it's a big section to get rid of. As you can see, it's easier said than done sometimes. And you don't want to have things repeating. So let's say that's good enough for now. Oh, it's dog time. Hey, dog, come here. Come on up here. Say hi to everybody. Jump. Good boy. Let's go full screen so everybody can see you. It's the best part of any live stream, in my opinion. Dog time. Oh, you're a good dog. Come back up here. Jump. Come on. Jump on up. That's a good boy. Yeah. All right. Thanks for the visit. Likes for the dog, please. The best part of this stream. All right. You gonna lie down there? Lie down. Back to work. This is a serious live stream you've got to do here. All right. See you later, honey. All right. What was I going to do? What was I doing? I don't even remember. Making this photo look better. That's it. We're just increasing the hue, well, changing the hue on the greens, and I'm going to green it up a little bit more. I think I've gone too far on the hue. somewhere in there's better. I'm not using the keyboard cam tonight. I'm not sure if anybody even noticed. I didn't find it was all that handy. I didn't feel like we were getting much from it. There's like 4 keys that I use. It's mostly mouse work, and you can see me doing that on screen. So figured it wasn't really totally necessary in the grand scheme of things. Just going through some of the comments here. Oh, you unliked, so you'd like again. Thanks, Evan. Yeah, dogs are instant like, just like cats. Seems you're cropping a lot of these images, so I'm thinking about putting together something so people here can learn to capture better images before they send them your way. That's a great idea, Master. I do like doing the crops myself, but rule of thirds and composition are super important to all of these photos. Yeah, that would be an amazing thing. If you want to handle that and do it, I would be totally into that. So, yeah, what else can we do here? Oh, let's do a radial filter. Low radial filter. You're supposed to get bigger when I do that. Oh, no, I don't want to do that one. I want to do the brush. There we go. And all I'm going to do here is just kind of paint an area in the foreground all the way around on both sides. And I'm just going to pull out some sharpness just to give us sort of a faux kind of whatchamacallit, depth of field. Could do it back here too, but not really necessary. And just dial back exposure on those areas just to give us sort of a focal point to be staring at, which is the Turk, obviously. And I'm just going to do a little bit of exposure boost in this area, which you can see right there. Ever so slight. Yeah. I need everyone's credit card details too. Boost the shadows a little bit more there too. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool, I think. Just checking the sound of the fans. Not going crazy. Who uses, like on their PCs, if you have a PC, who uses NZXT Cam to check your settings or your monitoring of your PC's vitals? I use it all the time. It's pretty awesome. Okay, let's go full screen. That looks pretty good to me. Before, after. Feels like a much more hazy, dusty, warm day. And looks pretty cool, if I don't say so myself. Nice photo. Very, very thankful to Jim Litton for sending that one in. Before, after. I think it just kind of really amps up the importance of the vehicle. Shows you a little bit less of the environment, but in a way gives you more environment to look at. I think that's sort of how these things work. Yeah, no lag on my stream. That's because I've got super rock solid, amazing internet. It's like gigabit, and I'm direct connected to the modem, so it's really good connection. I could probably game on this PC. I know I could game on this PC. I've got a GeForce RTX 2080 Super, which is definitely good enough for gaming. I just don't know what games to play. I've got an Xbox. I've got Call of Duty on there. That's pretty much all I play when I have time to play games, which isn't very often. Um, but yeah, I don't really know what other games are out there. So if you guys have some good recommendations for PC games, like I don't know, Crisis, is that still a thing? Used to be the thing that broke people's video cards, right? I am dating myself for sure. Dating. Okay, it's 9:40. We've done 7 photos. That's pretty good. These are good numbers. Yeah, let's see. What should we do? Oh, I've been meaning to do this one for a couple weeks. Let's do this one next. This is Mark Jean Daconet's Land Cruiser 70 series, and I'm only doing it because of two things. And if you can guess what those two things are, let me know in the description down below. Prison Architect. I'll look that up. Thank you, Brianna. Battlefield 5. Yeah, shooting people on the internet is in a video game is definitely entertaining. The chat is always so terrible, though. I don't like it. Usually, just turn it off. Yeah, this is a cool shot. Tires and Land Cruiser close. It's tires, and Brianna's right on the other one. Sticker in the window. So MTRs, my favorite all-time tire. Which I really want to get these on my real Jeep. Not yet, though. Sometime soon. And SPG sticker on the window. This one looks like it came out of the... Which one had the gray sticker? Honcho had the gray sticker, I think. Yes, Honcho RTR had this sticker. All the VS410s have this sticker. A lot of the Element trucks have the sticker too. Oh, Josh, let me know how that printer turns out. I was looking at it online today, and yeah, if mine wasn't doing so well, I just printed these. These are inner fenders, VS410 chassis inner fenders for the axial Jeep body. So, guess what I'm doing next? Or well, guess what I've added to the pile of things to do next? But yes, see you tomorrow, Josh. Looking forward to it. Let's do this photo while I'm still thinking of it. Good crop. I don't think there's any reason to adjust the crop on this one. I like the colors. It feels like it was in Australia. Just because Land Cruiser 70 series, really orange dirt, lots of dust. I like the Marlin Crawler sticker on there too. That's a nice addition. Fit really nicely into that hood scoop section. All right, enough of that. Let's correct the photo. I'm gonna go down on exposure. I'm gonna amp up contrast. I'm gonna bring up the shadows again though, because I like seeing some of the details here. Vibrance, I'm going to I think I'm going to decrease it a little bit and do something kind of fun with this one too. Where do I want to take this? I think I'll cool it off a little bit. Then I'm going to go into my HSLs, bring up the saturation on aqua and blue, so I can keep all the lower, all the stuff I've changed, but keep that blue. SnowRunner I have that, and I got frustrated and bored. It's so weird. I love going slow and crawling with tiny trucks. I hate it in a video game. I don't know why. It just didn't work for me. I might need to give it another go, though. The greens, I'm going to... What am I going to do with those? I'm actually going to desaturate the greens. So a little bit in my face. Definitely going to throw a vignette on there, a heavy one. The stick. this stick, that would be impossible for me to get rid of here, so I'm not going to bother. It's too bad because it's kind of annoying. I like the off-center nature of this photo. I like not seeing the truck full center in frame. It's nice to kind of have it offset a little bit. I'm not going to go too heavy with that blue. I keep wanting to like play with it. Like, I mean, we could go mad with it, but blue and this kind of browny orange don't really work so well together. So why don't we actually, either it's got to be like super aggressive orange, which isn't the worst thing in the whole world, actually. Kind of like that. Yeah, let's leave that. This one's kind of an interesting photo. There's a couple of different ways you could take it, right? Let's just go black and white. There, it's easy. I think this one could use a bit of grain. Just a medium. There, that feels a bit. I like the washed out nature that dehaze brings into it. It's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, I don't think there's much else I want to do to this. Maybe I'm going to play with the luminance on the greens. I'm just going to really try to like suck out a lot of the color and a lot of the overall kind of, see, because if I go green, then it doesn't feel so real. But when I kind of shift it into this kind of yellowy kind of feel, it actually works a bit better for me anyway. And maybe we'll do a little brush work just to sort of amp up the vignette in this bottom left and right corner. Yeah. You'll notice I brought the reds down too. They were kind of getting a bit too much. Yes, Brazen, your photo is next, pal, because that not that guy sticker makes me laugh every single time. Let's go full screen on this guy here from Mark Jean Jacquenet. And before, felt to me a little bit washed out. Like we weren't really getting to see a lot of the truck. So that I think helps a lot. I think it's very cool. Digging it. Joe, that's amazing. Door-to-door salesman missed a ton, but I guess we won't have spiders. He's a traveling salesman going door to door getting rid of spiders, eh? What does he do? Just go, all right, that's it. No more spiders. Incredible. I love it. All right. One more before and after. That's a great photo. Thanks, Mark Jean Dacanet. Much appreciated. And because I saw Brazen's comment, we're going to do his next. And there's a lot of fun stuff going on in this photo. I'm pretty excited about this one, actually. Great solar flare, a metal masher, metal Hilux body, and an awesome Not That Guy sticker. Because I have a lot of I'm That Guy stickers, because that's my screen name. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I've been using that since I was like 12 years old. And yes, they had the internet then. Did they? I didn't really have the full internet. I was like on like BBS's and I was using a dial-up modem. Yeah. So never mind. I'm old. But I'm that guy is my usual thing. Somebody did, I guess, Brazen, did you do these yourself or did somebody do them for you? Anyway, answer that, and I'm going to start working on this because this is really, really nice. This is a great photo. Morning sun, not afternoon sun. You can tell by the intensity and how white the light is. Um, this is gonna be great. I'm super excited about this photo. Amazing truck too. It looks like it's on an SCX-10 II. But that body, these metal masher bodies, man. Blake does some incredible work, and yeah, just awesome, just amazing. Love it. Ooh, excuse me. It's my second ever sneeze live. I try not to do that. Sometimes you can't help it though. Nothing you can do. Sometimes you're just going to sneeze. So I'm just pulling some blue into the sky there. I have this on an angle because obviously there wouldn't be blue sky around this sun. Good with that. Overall exposure, I'm going to try to lift a little bit. Highlights, I'm going to bring down though. Shadows, I'm going to bring up. I want to get more saturation overall, so I'm just going to boost my saturation levels. It's so great to see this light coming through the greens here and this big, huge flare. Oh, your wife did it. Okay, awesome. We'll tell her she's fired. She'll never work in this town again. Knocking off my stickers. No, I love it though, man. It's really cool. That's saturation. I love this truck. I've always wanted to get one of his bodies. They are just a little bit out of my price range. And also my cringe factor would be high driving it anywhere. Blake came with us to Roush Creek last summer, and he brought one of his new ones that he had just finished. And of course, he like scrapes it right up against a rock, and I'm just like, that's so expensive. Anyway, let's get this. Keep working. Talk less, work more. What do I want to do? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I want to bring the blacks down so you really start to feel these textures, which I think you are now. Bringing down the luminance of some of the yellows. And I'm bringing it up in some of the oranges. I'm also going to try to bring some more color into these rocks, which I think I'm achieving. Bring reds down a little bit. Wow, what a cool place. This is a nice shot too. Just going to do some random kind of painting with this brush just to increase some of the textures and clarity of some of these elements. I don't want to take it too far, but what I want to do is really show off the dents, because of which there are many. And it really, you can amp it up a little bit when you do this, right? You can see how that's affecting those areas. Wow, what a cool shot. This might be the shot of the week, guys. I mean, you tell me, but I love what's happening here. It's really, really cool. I wonder if we can change the hue of that solar flare in the left-hand corner there. See how I can scroll through that and make it pretty much whatever color I want, within limits, of course. If we go more blue, it kind of matches better with the rest of the scene, so we're going to do that. And yeah, gosh, I'm feeling pretty good about this one. I don't know that I need to do much else. There it is, full screen. Wow. Just a great location, very scale accurate kind of cliff that you, or rock face that you'd be driving up. Great example of a truck. Nice placement of the sun, and we're still getting some great light on the actual truck. I wonder if Brazen, I wonder if you did any actual. Oh, this was also at Axial Fest. I never would have guessed. I never would have guessed. Oh, but was this at last year's Axial Fest? So like Donner? Because I've never been. I've been to Donner, like I've been up there, but I've never been to the location where this event would have been. Uh, Coincidentally, did anybody see Josh's news today and that photo from Cisco where they had one of the trail markers set up? I wonder if they're actually going to do it at whatchamacallit again, Cisco Grove, because I'm in the same camp. Apparently, the terrain is slightly better at Donner, but the accommodations are way better at Cisco. I like Cisco a lot. Okay, let's do a before and after. Before, after. I think we did a pretty good job of bringing the truck first into the scene, like sort of into the foreground, and definitely helped bring some texture and some life to those rocks. I think that, yeah, so far for me, I think this is probably the shot of the week. And it's 10 o'clock. Oh my gosh. We're going to have to wrap this one up soon. I didn't get through as many as I had hoped. One, two, how many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's do one more. But which one? Which one's been in the pile for a while here? I am able to rhyme. Ooh, let's do this one. This one's from Florian Aubach, Camel Trophy D90. D90? D10. D110. Come on. Must be getting sleepy. Little expedition through the forest here. So let's do something with this one. Not a little bit out of focus. Not the best resolution, but we can work with this. I think something like this might be better. The less you see, like again, the less you see of a background, sometimes makes for a better photo. I think anyway. Do our little radial thing on the front here. I think we'll definitely want to hit these headlights. See if we can't get these to be a bit more amber and less bright white. All right, because we all know that these headlights wouldn't be bright white. Oops. So that helps a lot. Good. It's a good start. Let's get the hue of this yellow a little bit more camel yellow appropriate. And because this is a camel trophy, it's definitely going to be an old grainy photo. And saturation of these greens is going to bring it that way down to Oops. Make it feel like it's entering the bush, something like that. Stephen, were you asking about the tires on Brazen's truck? That's a good question. Those look like it might be an '06. Yeah, I think those are '06s. Just a very worn down, used tire. I'm looking at a couple of presets here. I think that cool light one is nice. What I like about that is it kind of pulls a lot of the greens out here. Definitely makes it a lot more vintage. See if I can tighten up this window a little bit. Make it more about the truck. Yeah, that's good. Kind of like that. That's kind of fun. Yeah. Just going through some of the comments here. Oh, that was Badlands. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that to even. That's crazy. I got to look at that again. I didn't know Indiana had rocks. That's pretty amazing. That's probably the best shot I've seen come out of that event. So nicely done there, Brett. Nicely done. All right, Florian, I think we're almost done with your photo. Yeah, that feels pretty cool. Who wants to see a full screen on that one? That, to me, that actually feels pretty real. That's a lot more real than I thought I was going to get with this one, if I'm honest. But nice Camel Trophy Edition D110. Great location. It's like this stream goes on forever. It's very cool. Before, after. I think that looks pretty cool. Voodoo '06. I was right. I feel so smart. All right. So there we go. That's 10, I think, for today. And that's probably enough for today's episode. There's still a ton to do. As you can see down below, there's a lot that haven't been done. And we're going to get to all of them, I promise. And of course, after this episode is over, I'll be sure to send out all of these corrected photos with an SBG watermark in the bottom right corner. You can use those. And if you do use them and you put them up on Instagram, be sure to tag the Scale Builders Guild in all of those photos. I love seeing them and I like seeing the tags. So by all means, do that because I get a real kick out of seeing them. And I really appreciate you guys sharing all these photos with me and giving me an opportunity to help teach you a little bit about correcting your photos and making your tiny trucks look even better. And that's the goal of this show. And always great to get your feedback, and your participation means so much. So I really do appreciate that. And we'll keep going with this. This was episode 6. That's 6 weeks so far that we've been doing this, which is pretty amazing. I know that I am getting busy with the real job here in the next couple of weeks. So Next week might be a bit of a shorter show, just so you're all aware, but it still will happen, so far as I know. So thank you all for your participation. If you've got photos that you want to submit, submissions at scalebuildersguild.com. It's in the description down below. And that's going to do it. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you again tomorrow night for live stream takeover with that other guy. Thanks, everybody. See you again tomorrow night.